Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makah Kodash, double honor to the elder apostles, a great millstone that taught me this truth, and blessings all you sincere laborers out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. I'm thy fellow servant, Kanakala, coming at you once again from GMS Tampa Bay 12. Unprofitable servant, St. Petersburg, Florida. Yahweh Shai, the Holy One. And I would like to thank Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do another lesson, all right, in ministering of feeding the sheep. All right, so I probably titled this video, "The Plagues Are Sent." All right, and one of the plagues that I'm focusing on in this lesson here is the measles, and certain diseases that's are out by a Center of Disease Control, man. All right, and CDC goes to show you that that the name, self-explanatory. The name is pretty much telling you, CDC. Center of Disease Control. They are controlling the diseases that are being brought out, man. All right, and here it is, stuff like measles, something that was supposed to be taken care of, or controlled disease, or something that a disease that was pretty much so they say done away with, it has now resurfaced. All right, just like Ebola. It was a big scare about Ebola, then the media stopped covering that. All these diseases are just popping up, are being controlled, man. Right? The government are letting these diseases out on the people. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into the scriptures. It says measles to hit Chicago, Los Angeles, and Miami next, study predicts. The forecast for upcoming outbreaks failed to foresee the cluster of infections currently affecting Brooklyn. Now, Brooklyn is being hit with, if I'm not mistaken, it was an article I watched a brother video early days. It was like almost a little short of 900 measles outbreaks nationwide. And as the brother stated in his video, that's a low number compared to what's really out there. All right, and America, and America supposed to be this this highly sophisticated country with all this highly sophisticated medical supplies and medical equipment and computers. But here it is, you got diseases breaking out like we're living in a third world country. All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. Measles outbreaks are most likely to occur in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Miami this year. All right, that's heavy. According to a study published last week in the Lancet Infectious Diseases, as the New York Times reported, researchers at the University of Texas, Austin, Johns Hopkins University, and collaborators elsewhere ranked U.S. counties by risk of 2019 measles outbreak, taking into account vaccination exemptions for non-medical reasons and proximity of international airports. And these three metropolitan areas top the list. And listen what they say right here. Taking into account vaccination exemptions for non-medical reasons. All right, so that because there's forms out there where you can be exempt from these vaccinations. All right, and what Esau Edom wants to do is he wants to create this scare. All right, that scares people, or make it like a public safety issue, that everybody is mandatory, that everybody receives mandatory vaccinations. All right, and the same thing with these quarantines. Okay, trying to quarantine certain areas, airplanes, certain cities, to things all over. Forgive me for the noise, man, of the revving of these engines. I'm by a major highway, trying to do a lesson, so forget the noise outside. But anyways, certain quarantines, and they're just trying to make this thing mandatory, and with that being said, public safety, public health. All right, but that being said, they can start quarantining certain areas, martial law. These things are very convenient to further usher in this new world order. all right, to pretty much have a police state, to pretty much make this RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, mandatory. All right, so make it mandatory to vaccinate your children. Make it mandatory for you to even leave your house to have a vaccination. All right, you have to be vaccinated to go into the public area. They're trying to make it you have to be vaccinated. All right, which is harmful, man. Because if you look into these vaccinations, they got all types of harmful chemicals in it, harmful metals such as mercury, which have been linked to autism. All right, and they claim people aren't vaccinating their kids due to false information that all vaccinations lead to autism. Okay, when there's been studies to show that vaccination leads to autism, man. All right, testimonies are out there. You gotta do your own research. All right, but they're trying to make all these things mandatory. You know, and pretty much when you get those vaccinations, okay. They put like a dormant of the disease, like it's like kind of like dormant. They put the disease or the virus in you, but it's dormant, and anything could trigger that disease, man. You can have a full blown outbreak within your body. All right. So you know those vaccinations are wicked and they're evil, man. All right, and it's a damn shame that Esau Edom is making these things mandatory. All right, and you know. It's happened before. You know, this could be a heavy outbreak to the point where Esau just gets ready to kill everybody off. They say, oh, there's a back order on the antibiotics to get rid of these diseases. So, you know, pretty much you're SOL, okay? Because it's such a demand. So many people are being affected by this disease that we've run out of antibiotics. They're on back order. Right, and Esau can do that to just wipe people out, man. Did not Bill Gates say last year, all right, at the beginning of 2018, that there's a disease that's going to wipe out, a disease coming that's going to wipe out a large amount of the human population, millions, within just a couple months? Yo, we could be living in those times right now, man. Okay? So it says, going back into the article, it says, taking into account vaccination exemptions for non-medical reasons and proximity to international airports. And these three metropolitan areas top the list. As of April 15, 2/3 of the U.S. counties that have had measles outbreaks this year were either among the 25 that researchers predict as having the highest measles risk or were adjacent to those counties. All right. The study did not directly predict the largest measles outbreak so far this year, which is centered within the Orthodox Jewish community in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Kings County is, however, adjacent to Queens County, which was fourth on the researchers' risk list. Another study making similar predictions, published in PLOS Medicine last June, also failed to foresee the Williamsburg outbreak. All right, but ultimately, this is the Heavenly Father bringing forth these plagues for these last days, man, to punish the people, to punish the sinners, to punish all those you Israelites. All right, because the Lord only came for the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. The Lord is bringing these punishments upon earth, man, because it's due. The scriptures say the harvest is ripe. All right, because look at all the wickedness around the world. Shit at my job, man. You know, I had to deal with a homosexual, man, for like 45 minutes, man, and all the folly that come with it, and the people around it, and encouraging him to act in such manner that he was acting, man, and to just be the biggest demon that he could be, man. And you know, brothers have to work around that shit. All right, did not the scripture say it vexed a lot with a filthy conversation of the wicked? All right, so these are the plagues. Ultimately, the Most High is bringing upon the people before all their wickedness, man. All right, because right now, you know, people are living their day-to-day lives carefree, with the Most High not within their thoughts. You can't say, "Oh, I think about God all day." No, if you thought, the scriptures say they honoreth me with their lips, but with their works they're far from me. So if you think about the Most High, you will be doing the work. You will be serving the Most High, not pursuing your career, not attending to your hobbies and doing what you want to do. Your life will be completely dedicated to this ministry and to this work. All right. And Psalms the 17th chapter. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I come back to Matthew's 24. Psalms the 17. Bear with me. Let me find it real quick. Find the verse I'm looking for. 1 second. This is Psalm 17 verse 13 to show you that this is ultimately, even though Esau, Edom, so-called white man, is trying to wipe out the population according to the Georgia Guidestones, maintain society under 500 million. All right, it's 7-some billion people on this earth. All right, so it says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked." All right, the wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, tells you that in Malachi, the 1st chapter. All right, and I'll get that right after this. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right, so the Most High is using the so-called white man, all right, to bring this destruction and this pestilence and this sword upon the people. All right, let's prove that. The wicked, let's see who the wicked is. The wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. This is Malachi 1:1 It says, "The burden of the Lord of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, where hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau." So the Lord hates the so-called white man. "And I laid his mountains and his heritage to waste for the dragons of the wilderness." So that's why the so-called white man has no heritage. Right? He goes around the world stealing other people's heritage. All right? And taking upon the customs of the other people, stealing other people's land masses. Because the Lord has laid Esau's heritage to waste, man. All right? So it says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them," listen, "the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever." So the Lord has indignation, righteous anger with the Esau, Edom forever. And this is the point. It says the border of wickedness. The border is the beginning of something. So Esau, Edom is the wicked. He's the beginning of wickedness, man. All right. So when David said, "Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword," all right, he was talking about the so-called white man, because that's who is letting out these diseases. All right, the so-called white man, CDC, the Center of Disease Control, okay, which is to 1 sec, maintain population, like it, 500 million. All right, Georgia Guidestones, images. Okay, this is it right here. Maintain humanity under 500 million and perpetual balance with nature. All right, so that's Esau, Edom's desires. Okay, so matter of fact, I got to get that now. Bill Gates, disease, it's like it. Millions. All right. News. Bill Gates. All right. Bill Gates warns a new. This was published last year. Hey, right before the year ended in 2018. Now he said 6 months. Now we're about 6 months. All right. Within this year. January, February, March, April, May, June. All right. That's next year. Okay. Bill Gates warns a new disease could kill 30 million people in 6 months. All right, so you can't say that this man don't have an enterprise. Okay, 500 million. So this is legit, man. This is legit. This is what's going to take place. This is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right. So let's go back to these articles here. It says basically measles outbreak only happens if there are two things in play. There has to be a group of unvaccinated individuals, and see that they like to place it on that. And there has to be the introduction into that area. All right, so this is how they're gonna push it. All right, in order for this disease to not spread, we have to vaccinate. And there's videos out of Bill Gates speaking on vaccinations, man. Matter of fact, let me get that. Lord will I don't get copyrighted for this, but Bill Gates admits vaccines are for population control. All right.
For each American, it's about 20 tons. For people in poor countries, it's less than 1 ton. It's an average about 5 tons for everyone on the planet. And somehow we have to make changes that will bring that down to 0.
Somehow we have to maintain is what the Georgia Guidestones. Maintaining population under 500 million. All right.
It's been constantly going up. It's only various economic changes that have even flattened it at all. So we have to go from rapidly rising to falling and falling all the way to 0. This equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. Let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population.
See, and they laugh at it and think it's a joke. Population. He said one of these numbers are going to have to get close to 0. Well, if you got 7-point-some billion people on the planet and growing, 500 million, shit, that's close to 0, man. All right? But these people sit here and laugh, man, at this shit, man. As this the so-called white man isn't about what he is, man. Look at the history. Look at the track record of the so-called white man. Look how he got this land. Came here and damn near killed. It was over 100 million Native Americans, man. When we walk the streets, we supposed to see Native Americans and tribal and indigenous people walking up and down the streets on horses and stuff. I have yet to see one Native American walking up this street. And I live in Florida, man. All right? I have yet to see one indigenous Native American walk up with his garment on, his poncho, and his indigenous clothing. Not yet, man, have I seen that. So don't think this is foreign to the so-called white man, all right? This man is very... Hey, matter of fact, hold on. This man is not foreign to genocide. Hold on. Because you people think this shit is a game, man. Cause y'all think this shit is a joke. Like this man is foreign to this shit. This man is the weapon. This man is a sword, man. All right, look at this. All right, and these just little photos, man. Look at this. Piles of bodies within there, just stacked on top of each other, man. Come on. So don't sit here and think this man is not capable of this genocide. You know, you people, man, you people are laughing like this man is not. Look at this. Like this man ain't capable of this shit, man. All right. This man is clearly capable. Matter of fact, and the so-called white man is not foreign to disease warfare. All right, let's see. So-called white man is not foreign to disease warfare. Here we go. Right? They give the Native Americans the blankets, free blankets, right? Like this man is not foreign to giving people a pestilence or disease and killing them off. Free blankets, right? Then here it is, infected. Infected. Now they want to question it. Did colonists give infected blankets to Native Americans? Want to cover up that bullshit, man. Them people wasn't suffering like that before you got here, man. So, cause he so-called white man likes to go back and cover up his tracks, man. All right, come on. Give them the blankets. All right, this is nothing but your this is nothing but your modern day measles, man. Look at that. This measles. All right, same thing he did to Native Americans. Come on, man. Hey, you think the so-called white man? Here go your children. All right. You think the so-called white man is foreign? That look just like the smallpox from Native Americans. This man is not playing. You all right? You and these people sitting here laughing. Ha ha ha. We had to get one of these numbers close to zero, and the population was up. And these people laugh about it, like, oh yeah, the government wouldn't kill that many people. Come on, all right. We talking about the so-called white man, Esau Edom, all right, the murderer.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or...
This is clear. We can lower the population of the people. Vaccinations, man. Come on, man. Stop playing.
15%. Do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services. We could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase of about 1.3. The second factor is the services we use. This encompasses everything.
That's it. So let's go back. All right. To this article. So they want to vaccinate us. They want to make mandatory vaccinations. All right. So when they don't be surprised if it's mandatory. Your city is quarantined. You know, these counties, they quarantine county by county. You see troops with hazmat suits on, man, and got you can't leave your city, man. Come on, we in those times. You people better stop playing out here, man. All right, let's go next article. Because once again, like I said, man, the plagues are sent. I got another article right here. This is posted a couple days ago. Plague and zoonotic influenza warning. CDC names 8 deadly diseases. Right? Rabies, plague, SARS, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Zoonotic influenza all have highlighted a new report published by the U.S.-based Center of Disease Control. Man, these people finna let these plagues go. Once again, CDC. It says, in the week in which Norwegian woman died after contracting rabies in the Philippines, the diseases are on a list of 8 highlighted by the CDC in a report examining zoonotic illnesses, meaning those which have the potential to jump from animals to people. Hey, the bubonic plague, the black plague, people were getting it from, I believe, fleas, all right? It says, published this week, Dr. Casey Barton, Bear Ravish, director of One Health Office and CDC National Center of Emerging and Zoonotic Infection Disease in Atlanta, Georgia, told Express Co. UK, all of these diseases are of concern. They are present in the United States, but also pose problems in other regions as well. All right. The illnesses all had the potential to become widespread quickly with lethal consequences, she explained. Dr. Barton Bahavarish said zoonotic influenza had been ranked top of the list, a reflection of its pandemic potential. All right, and all you people have animals, you know, So it's very easy for the government to just say it was spread by your animal got infected, and then you got infected by an animal. It's very easy, man. The Spanish flu pandemic of 1918, which is estimated to have killed 100 million people, is believed to have been a strain of zoonotic influenza which crossed over from an animal population. She explained, typically zoonotic flu crosses over from livestock living in close proximity to humans, such as chickens in case of bird flu, pigs in case of swine flu. Plague, plague referring to bubonic plague caused by the Yersinia pestis was another illness highlighted by the report as being of concern. Alright? It says the United States treats an average of 8 cases of plague annually. Other illnesses on a list of salmonellosis, which causes salmonella food poisoning, West Nile virus, coronavirus, such as severe acute respiratory syndrome or SARS, rabies, brucellosis. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing these plagues wrong. And Lyme disease. The CDC, U.S. Department of Interior, DOI, U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, developed the report after jointly hosting One Health zoonotic disease prioritization workshop of the United States. During the workshop, agencies agreed on a list of 8 zoonotic diseases that are of greatest concern to the nation and made recommendations for next steps using One Health approach. And what you think gonna be the next step? Which is gonna be vaccinations, man. Look at this. Next flu pandemic could claim more than 500,000 lives. So that's pretty much it. Since it's only a little bit left, I'll probably play a little bit of this video and read that article.
I was a police officer.
Does come. The question is, well, how severe is it going to be? And some are very severe, as in 1918. That was an incredibly severe flu pandemic. The one in 1957 also killed about 3 million people. The one in 1968 killed about 1.5 to 2 million people. And the one we had in 2009, the swine flu pandemic, as it was called, that one was relatively mild compared to the others. It was about 500,000 people died in that one. So it was definitely small compared to the other 3 pandemics we've had in the last 100 years or so. So there's the issue of we don't know when it's going to occur. We don't know how severe it's going to be. But then the third issue is how well adapted are we to cope with it. I mean, certainly one of the factors that limited the severity of the 2009 pandemic was that it was the first pandemic that we could apply all our modern molecular laboratory techniques to. So it was the first pandemic that we were able to follow in the lab as it happened, and that we were able to get an idea of how the genome was changing during the course of the epidemic and so on.
I mean, you can't really hear what he's saying, but pretty much saying basically, man, he quoted 1918, all right, as his article did. The Spanish flu pandemic, all right. So it's going to be to the magnitude of wiping out millions, man, as Bill Gates, said December of last year. It says 6 out of every 10 infectious diseases in people are zoonotic, meaning coming from animals, which makes it crucial that the nation strengthen its capabilities to respond to these diseases using One Health approach. One Health is an approach which recognizes the connection between people and animals and plants in their shared environment and calls for experts and humans, animal and environmental health to work together to achieve the best health outcomes for all. All right, every year 10,000 of Americans get sick from diseases spread between animals and people. All right. So I'm gonna get some articles and I'm gonna branch off here. It's like precepts. I'm gonna branch off. This is Matthews. I'm gonna just get Matthews 24. It says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon Mount Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahweh shall answer and say unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and deceive many. So many shall come in the name of the anointed, man. And how you know that? How you know? Because right now, as these pestilence get ready to take place, you got your local pastors or whatever, they're not warning you of these things to come. All right, they're telling you everything's going to be all right, nothing to worry about. That constantly that love and prosperity, right? But great destruction and mass death is coming to the world. All right, it says, for nation shall rise against nation. We see that right now, heavy, which is the last nation America desires to invade is Iran, man. You can clearly see that they're getting ready to go up against Iran. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, Russia, China, all these countries gathering together. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, pestilence. And all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So see, these are all the beginning of sorrows. So, you brothers hang tight, continue to pray and ask for mercy from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. And continue to stay focused and continue to keep your eyes open. All right. On these things to come, man. Continue being a brother. Continue lifting up the elect. Continue feeding the sheep. All right. Redemption draweth nigh. With that, I'm going to say shalom.